Hello, my name is Mike Ackerman, and I'm a genetic cardiologist at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. I also have the privilege of serving on the Scientific Advisory Board for the Sudden Unexplained Death in Childhood Foundation, or the SUDC Foundation. The SUDC Foundation is devoted to families who have lost a seemingly healthy child from their first birthday to age 18 to sudden, unexpected death, which still remains unexplained after an autopsy. The SUDC Foundation's Scientific Advisory Board is made up of medical professionals from a range of specialties to offer advice and provide expertise to help to serve the needs of the SUDC community. On behalf of this advisory board and the SUDC Foundation, we invite you to get to know us at www.sudc.org as we join in the National Sudden Unexplained Death of Childhood Awareness Month for this month of March. The SUDC Foundation is the only organization worldwide whose purpose is to promote awareness, advocate for research, and support those affected by sudden unexplained death in childhood. The SUDC Foundation provides all services at no cost to families. Today, 500 to 1,000 Americans will die suddenly from sudden cardiac death, most of them elderly, and most due to coronary artery disease. In contrast, SUDC is rare, thankfully, but it is still the fifth leading category of death in children ages 1 to 4 years old. And yet, very little attention and little funding is given to these tragic deaths. SUDC cases, although smaller in magnitude, are huge in impact, and their lost life years are substantial. Let me share with you a very special letter that I received many years ago from a mother that captures the SUDC issue better than any letter that I have ever received. Dear Dr. Ackerman, I am the mother of a 2-year-old boy who died of unexplained sudden death. I am writing to thank you and commend you on your work in this field. I received a call from your office notifying me that a gene mutation had been found in my son's heart tissue. I had been told by our coroner's office that the genetic testing required to determine if my son's death was caused by long QT syndrome was too costly to perform, for them to pay for, I should say. I was also under the impression that very few cases were actually chosen for research. I had no idea over the last 3 years that someone was still working on my son's case. I had given up all hope of ever getting a medical explanation for his death. When I received the call from your office, I was confused, shocked, and thrilled all at once. I am sure you know from your career choice that the death of a child is always unbearable. When it occurs in a happy, healthy child for no apparent reason, it is even worse. People are always shocked to hear that my 2-year-old son died, and they always ask what happened to him. I would cringe every time I knew that question was coming, because having to say, "I don't know, he just passed out and died," was its own living hell. I long to be able to just say cancer, leukemia, heart attack, or anything besides, "I don't know." You have given me the greatest gift, and I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your research and testing may even save the lives of other children in our family, and that is priceless. Thank you so much for choosing his case for research. This mother and grieving mothers, fathers, and families like her deserve our tenacious efforts to try to bring closure and clarity for them. Closure to answer the why. Why did my child die? And clarity to answer the what. What does this mean for those of us who are alive? This is precisely why the SUDC Foundation exists. For more information about sudden unexplained death in childhood and the SUDC Foundation, and to learn how you can help us spread awareness throughout the month of March, please visit www.sudc.org. In closing, on behalf of Mayo Clinic's Genetic Heart Rhythm Clinic and the Mayo Clinic Windland Smith Rice Comprehensive Sudden Cardiac Death Program, and on behalf of the Sudden Unexplained Death in Childhood Foundation, thanks for joining me today. And for those who have experienced such a tragic death, remember, the SUDC Foundation is here for you.